Welcome on into the Josh Reese Show. My name is Josh Reese, and I am your host. Guys, this video is going to be about James Harden and his massive mega contract extension with the Houston Rockets. How much did he make? What does it mean for the Rockets? I will talk about it in this video. But before we get into that, please follow my friends over at Countryside Massage here in Conroe, Texas. Take 1 second, click the link, give them a like on Facebook, and then come back and finish the rest of this video. I would appreciate it. They're supporters of mine, and I am supporters of the great work that they do over in Conroe, Texas. All right, enough about that. Let's get on into James Harden and his new deal that will pay him through the 2022 season. Yes, it's mind-blowing. It's insane. James Harden is the first player ever to pick up this designated veteran player extension. Insane. Crazy. James Harden is going to be a Houston Rocket for a fucking very, very long time. Before we get into James Harden's contract extension, I feel like I should talk about the story that I wrote, because I see people are probably thinking like, oh, Josh, James Harden got a contract extension. Now you're pro James Harden. You're just you're not a waffle. You're a waffler. I guess that's right. You're a pancake, whatever. You can just flip-flop. You're a flip-flopper. I'm not a flip-flopper. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I wrote a story before the trade deadline, and I kind of hypothesized that maybe Patrick Beverley should be the one staying in Houston over James Harden. And my whole theory behind that was I don't see the Rockets beating the Golden State Warriors anytime soon. I don't know if James Harden is that right superstar by himself. At the end of each of the last 5 years, James Harden has run out of gas in the playoffs, and that has been the main cog why the Rockets have ended up losing to whichever team they have faced. And under current construction, I did not see the Rockets getting past the Golden State Warriors. They were going to bring back Patrick Beverley. They're going to bring back the entire team. Try to bring in these massive stars like Chris Paul and Paul George and whoever else. I really didn't see that happening. And without those players, I didn't feel that the Rockets really had a chance to compete on the same level as the Golden State Warriors. So my theory was you tank for a year or two, you get a lot of assets, a lot of young players that could turn out to be superstars, and you roll your dice with those guys. But, of course, my plan was thrown into whack when the Rockets ended up going ahead and trading for Chris Paul. I didn't think it was going to happen. I'll be 100% honest. I did not see that deal coming to fruition. Chris Paul turning all that money, the Rockets trading away all those players. It happened. So we roll with it, and the Rockets now, with Chris Paul and James Harden, they should not have those same yips that they've had in the playoffs before. So, enough about that. We should talk about James Harden and what this contract extension means for the Rockets going forward. And what it means is that the Rockets have one star locked in longer than every other player in the NBA. There is no player under contract at the same length that James Harden is. So, if you want to play with James Harden, you do not have to worry about him potentially opting out, potentially playing for the Lakers, whatever else. James Harden is guaranteed to be here through the 2022 season. So, as another all-star or a role player that sees Houston as that place to give you a really good chance to make it to the finals, to beat the Golden State Warriors, to beat the Cavs, you can rest safe that James Harden is going to be here for a while. And now with the addition of Chris Paul, and the Rockets also want to give Chris Paul a very large extension and make him part of the core. The Rockets have said that many of times that they want to take care of Chris Paul and they want him around long term. So you have two players, while they are going to eat up a large amount of the cap, you've got two players under contract that are going to be two of the best guards in the NBA. You're going to make your mark in Houston. You're going to have your best chance to beat the Golden State Warriors in Houston. Yeah, San Antonio and Greg Popovich are always going to be there, but the Houston Rockets especially if they get Chris Paul locked in long term, this is your new potential Golden State Warriors. So Rockets are locked into James Harden for a very long time. He is going to be making $28 million of value for this upcoming season, but after that, it gets significantly more expensive all the way through 2022, the 2022-2023 season, when he's making $46 million. $46 million. Insane. It's a lot of money to give to Harden. But to Harden's credit, he's earned every single penny of that money. He probably should have been the NBA. He's had at least a very, very strong argument to be the NBA MVP in 2 of the last 3 seasons. Harden, since he has come to the Houston Rockets, has made it to the playoffs 5 straight seasons. Almost all of the time by himself, carrying the Houston Rockets on his back. He always adds something to his game. He brings something new. Last season, it was adding the foul shot on the three-pointer attempts. It was also being such a dominant point guard. The pick and rolls was something he executed to a T. It's going to be crazy what he adds to his game this year. I don't know what it could be. Maybe he becomes an even better shooter than he already is. I'm not really sure, but Harden never takes a step back. He always takes a step forward. So if you're investing in someone, you want to invest in someone that is hungry to always be the best. And Harden is one of those players. I want to read for you what Les Alexander wrote in a statement after it was announced that Harden was being extended. So this is what Les Alexander said about James Harden. Since he arrived in Houston, James has exhibited the incredible work ethic, desire to win, and passion to be the best that has made him one of the most unique and talented superstars in the history of the game. Additionally, the commitment he has shown to our organization, the city of Houston, and the Rockets fans all around the world has made him a perfect leader in our pursuit for another championship. And it's really kind of hard to argue. James Harden has done a lot since being the 6th man for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Since being plucked from the Thunder and given the reins to the Houston Rockets offense back in 2012, James Harden has done a lot. He has progressed and kept on progressing, and now he's arguably one of the top 3-4 players in the NBA. Massive, massive climb for James Harden and a well-deserved massive extension. A little funny side note that I thought was interesting. Steph Curry became the highest paid player in the NBA, and now James Harden with this extension is going to be the longest paid player in the NBA. He's not the highest paid player per year like Steph Curry, but he's going to be making his fair share of money. So I'm not really going to break down the cap implications of this because I'm not entirely sure about cap ramifications, but the Rockets do have $46 million committed to the 2022-23 season. So at least they've got a long time to kind of think about those days ahead of them. But up front, they definitely need to take care of Chris Paul, and they're going to have to start signing some of these young players to good contracts. So the Rockets signed Joe Chi for 4 years. So hopefully he ends up panning out. Maybe he could be a cheap rotation player. Maybe they could get Clint Capella on some type of deal. But the Rockets do have their core locked up for a little while. For the next 3 seasons, they've got Eric Gordon, James Harden, Nene, and Ryan Anderson under contract. So it's a nice little core that the Rockets can keep on adding to. And then if you keep Chris Paul around for a lot longer, it just becomes a more stronger and strengthened team. So lots of good stuff to say about James Harden, his massive contract. He's been a value for the last few years. While he's been making $20 million, he's still been a value. He hasn't been one of the highest paid players in his position. Now he is going to be up there along with the Steph Currys and the LeBron Jameses of the world. So while James Harden is on their talent level, he's also going to be making talent level type money as well. So congratulations to James Harden and his new contract. and he's going to be here for a lot longer. I'm excited to see some of the see what the Rockets are able to do going forward, and they're going to have to do a lot of cap maneuvers, I would imagine, to make everything fit underneath. Especially if they had Carmelo Anthony, which is reportedly something that the Rockets are always seemingly interested in. So that's pretty much all I got, guys. I appreciate you for giving this a watch. Let me know what you think about James Harden and his contract. I imagine there's not going to be very many people upset with this deal, but I'd like to know if there is anybody out there. So feel free to leave your comments below and let me know what you think about James Harden receiving this massive mega contract extension. Other guys that could have done it have not done it yet. Russell Westbrook has not accepted the mega max yet. John Wall, another guy, has not accepted that mega max. So James Harden, first guy to do it. So interesting. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also, please share it with any other Rockets fans that you feel inclined to. I would appreciate it. If this is your first time viewing this video channel, please subscribe and hit the alerts. Always have content coming out, so I would appreciate you for giving it a subscribe. And also, just take 1 minute and click the link below in the description and give my friends over at Countryside Massage a follow. That's all I got here. I will give you guys another talk if the Rockets ended up signing Carmelo Anthony. So, till then, I'll talk to y'all guys later.